Okay, so my playtime, what is that? Completion rate is 85%. I don't the playtime. What is that? Like 6 days or 6 hours in 8 minutes? Not bad. Not bad. Let's go. Just like that. Okay, so these are all the levels that I have unlocked, and so far, yeah, finishing the game. Like pretty much, this is all the levels you get when you actually somewhat like finish the game. I still need to defeat the one boss, which I did. But man, what a game! You get all of this content, cutscenes, get introduced by Team BRIR. I don't know how to say it, Brr or something. But yeah, get the Gahan Station. That was my favorite. You get to discover more of these places. That's pretty cool. I like it. I love it. I love this game, man. It's pretty dope. I'm really gonna miss it. All right. Vince Ryder makes gaming content. Looks like it feels like 2014 again, doesn't it? No, but seriously, what's up, guys? Vince Ryder here. I just finished the basically it took me 2 weeks to finish Ruby Arrowfell, and I gotta say, personally for me as a fan of Ruby, not a crazy fan, but a fan of Ruby that is like kind of anticipating, like, in the dark, like, come on, for Christ's sakes, come on, Rooster T, just something, give me something. And this is one of them. So pretty much, good thing that when I played this game, it was kind of like, my anticipation of just like not really anything crazy, except that, hey, we're getting something Ruby related. I could have easily seen the cutscenes. But when it comes down to gaming itself, and I said this, somewhat of as a philosophy in my personal life, I don't want to watch games. I want to play them. I'm willing to spend or whatever it takes to play these damn games. And so far, for the 2023 of this year, I have played Ruby Arrowfell, and right now, yeah, I finished it. I just finished it, uh, pretty much half an hour ago, and I gotta say, I'm about to give my reviews and thoughts, and pretty much what I will say is that, pretty much just to make the video, if I was gonna make it short, the game wasn't perfect for me. I feel like you have to be a very good platformer. For whatever reason, I got my high when it comes down to this game. In turns the same way with Metroid and some other, Metroidvania like platformer kind of games. And it's basically of me just that feeling that, man, I am just overtaking anything, because the amount of ambushes this game has is insane. You get 3 ambushes in some final levels, you get 4 ambushes, and you get 5 sometimes. And you go to a boss battle. Sometimes that boss battle, you have to defeat that boss 2 times. The boss battles, the ambushes, man, you got to be really good at what you're doing, okay? You got to play as Ruby the whole time, which I did. I mean, I try to give the others a chance because in some ways, even though, and pretty much the developers of Arrowfell, I guess they were smart knowing that people are going to power up. They give you sprites to actually power up your characters, being your 4 characters, your 4 mains, which is like Ruby, Weiss, um, Blake, and also Yang. And pretty much, I just know that the majority of people choose Ruby, as because especially when she dodges, and also her ability to go through enemies, that is a win. Pretty much the other characters are good. I think I used a little bit of Blake and Weiss, especially Weiss with her ice attack when you summon a circle on top of you, and then you take down all enemies surrounding you, at least especially the ones up high. And then you get these abilities. I feel like, there's so much they could do, especially with the power-ups and everything. And by the way, can I just say this? Where is Team Juniper? Where is Oscar? Where is, the rest? Sure, we get Crow. I was kind of like, I was like, oh my God, Crow. And especially seeing Crow's man, as I still call it. I know, Volume 8 is long past, but I still call it as, Crow's man, aka the lucky guy, Clover. And man, just seeing these characters again was fulfilling. It was definitely worth it just to see these characters again, just to see some content of Ruby just in during this time, especially in a time where the whole hiatus surrounding or whatever Rooster Teeth's. I don't know what's up in Rooster Teeth's booty butt, but man, they are just taking so damn long with the freaking Volume 9. Can you just hurry up? Damn it! Listen, I say the same thing with Hasbin. I will say the same thing with Ruby. A lot of times I don't know what they're going through or what money that they have. It's all about putting the work. Like, can you just like come on? Like I'm putting the work making this video. What's up? I'm working harder than you. I'm playing. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But really though, um, just getting anything Ruby content related was fulfilling enough to know that we can, I get to see, some of these characters again. Maybe not in the way where I wanted to be. Like I really do want to see Team Juniper. It would be amazing to see Team Coffee. I always have this like I remember entering in the game. I'm like, oh my god, we're gonna see Team Coffee. We're gonna see the bunny girl. Oh my gosh, we're gonna see like especially my anticipation is just to see, the amounts of characters that I wanted to see, and especially seeing just hearing Penny's voice, which I don't know if we heard a little bit. Definitely no cutscene of Penny. Okay, definitely not really a lot of cutscenes at all with other characters. I mean, it was good to see the Clover's team, but at the same time, there wasn't really. It gave you a bite size of content. I feel like it just gave you a half sandwich. It was like, yeah, just take this. Okay, it cost $30. I don't know. I don't know how much the game is. I forget. But man, I just wish they added more. I wish you can play as Penny. I wish you can add like bonuses. And this is a little spoiler for the game. Not really a spoiler, but pretty much for the game itself, I'm gonna be honest, it's not really worth the money to actually pay for something that, especially if you're a Ruby fan. I feel like there's many things worth it. If you're waiting for the DLC or if it comes with DLC, comes with an update and stuff like that. I wish there was some mode surrounding this game that would actually make it fulfilling. I would just imagine them putting like a Smash kind of like mode in the game where you play as like both characters and you fight side by side. They will have a co-op mode or a multiplayer mode, different ideas. But then again, I can understand why they only have this itself. Way forward, especially the ones that created Shanty, which is this other platformer that I enjoyed. I expect to actually be like this, be this challenging or be this like kind of game where it's definitely centered that that platformer style and also the progression, the skill tree as well, because the skill tree is basically you gain skills of whoever you want to power. You don't need to power the rest of the crew except for Ruby, because a lot of times Ruby just holds, carries the crew all together, in my opinion. Man, there's so much in this game now realizing it's not really perfect. There's a lot of critical critiques surrounding how this game is just not perfect, but it is fulfilling. It is something that, especially for me, following a bunch of Ruby tubers, actually gives me a bit of content just to see their point of view of what the game is. And I'm curious. Now I play this game, a little something for the future, a little, teaser. I'm gonna be playing the Grim Eclipse, which is the last Ruby game. So pretty much, I might as well go backwards with some of this. I don't know if it's, pretty much this is sort of seem better from this one, but I just want to actually compare the two to see which one is like the best kind of Switch game in terms of Ruby. Because in terms of content, the cutscenes, and you're watching on YouTube, you might as well get that. But if you want the gameplay, you want the the fulfillment of it, I wouldn't say it's like, something crazy. And the thing about me is that I'm happy that at least there's some Ruby content. I'm happy that I get to actually, see a little bit more, especially seeing the world that from volume 8, more than just like what volume 8 gave you. At least I saw something that, is sort of like, what's surrounded in the Alps, or the, you see the Gehen station, you see a little bit more in Atlas, and also in Atlas Academy, the academy basically, and also you see more within the side of the villages. You get to discover it, and I wish they did more world building of just like, putting familiar characters and seeing what you do and having a little bit of festival surrounding the areas. But some of it, mostly from what I've seen, it's not a lot. It's not a lot, especially when you go around outside of Atlas and outside of the usual places that you've seen in Volume 8 in one of the episodes. And, there could have been more, but then again, it's like not really that heavy. It just feels like something light. And for a game like this, even though I played it for like, 2 weeks because I was busy playing other games and also some other stuff, it just feels like it could have been longer. It could have been longer. It could have been something a bit more than what it has to. I can definitely see how aggravating this game can be for many people that, are going back to the same level and trying to get different things for different people in the game. And that can be aggravating for some of them that just like, that find out that this game is probably not worth their money. And for me, like, it's not really that crazy that I, spend it or play it. But other than that, like for this, I guess the only fulfillment thing that I have is this review and deleting the game for other games to play. So, there's still like some more stuff that I could have said in this review to actually give my opinion. But then again, I'm not really a person that reviews games. Playing the game itself would give you a better, reaction, or at least, you watching the gameplay of anyone else actually playing the game would actually have a better experience with that, in my opinion, to be honest. And usually I never say that with any game. But for this one, from what I found out, when you watch the cutscenes, when you watch the battles, the levels and stuff like that, like I think one thing is fulfilling is maybe you complete the skill tree of like buying sprites for your characters and actually you filling them up and you getting like enough hearts to be powerful, whatever. But I guess that's it. Because when I finished the game, it was only 80 something percent. And I feel like that, I don't really need to do any more because, well, like that sounds good enough. You get the train station, you get the, like Pietro's place, you get to see a little bit of it. You do different quests, and it feels like nothing's a lot. I don't know. There's nothing really much for me to say about much of the game. But if I would have to give it a score, I would kind of have to honestly give it a 6 out of 10. And the scale of like content and also what your money's worth. But other than that, that's just my review of Rwby Arrowfell. If you played it, what do you think? Do you think it's good? Do you think it's like worth the money? Do you think it's like something worth for many people that are fans of the show? Like, Rwby itself, it's been a while. It's been a while that anything Rwby content has ever come. I mean, Ice Queendom is somewhere there, but I'm not a fan of Rwby actually becoming Japanese and all of a sudden. Like, I prefer it in its actual language, original language. But having it as like an anime or something, like it's just, and especially how Ice Queendom is like sort of a remake of the previous episodes when Rwby was launched. I still want to wait from, see more Rwby because I really love the show. I'm very curious of where it's going, and it's been so damn long. Like, when are they gonna ever release Volume 9? I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting, and it's also its fandom is growing tired of this. There's many videos of how like people exposing Rooster Teeth and talking about the Rwby fandom and stuff like this. Things are downgrading. And I wish it didn't, but man, Ruby's is one of those shows where I'm so happy to be a part of it and catching up to it. It all started when I was watching some other anime and I was like, I wonder what Ruby's up to, because I remember discovering Rwby with Rooster Teeth for all these years from True Let's Play and also Achievement Hunter. And then I discovered the show more when I started binge watching it a few years ago, and then I just became a huge fan. And ever since then, I've been waiting. I just been waiting for Rwby for Volume 9. I would be a Rwby tuber if I wanted to, but I feel like, it's a good thing I didn't really sell on that ship, because man, I would just, I would just be waiting. The same thing I feel for when it comes down to the Hazbin Hotel fandom. I just don't like it when shows go this long without a wait. No one does. Other than that, that is my review of Rwby Arrowfell. Is it worth getting if you like platformers, if you like Metrovanias, if you like games that it has that game style, if you're like a raw gamer in terms of like you challenging yourself, if you can handle like 10 ambushes, then hey, you can play it. You can definitely you're definitely getting your money worth. But other than that, if you're like a fan of Rwby but you're not that really good at video games, because there are some people that are playing this game that usually never play any other game, but since they're a fan of Rwby, they play the game and they feel empty. They don't feel like it's worth it. For me, I'm kind of like in the middle in some cases, even though I still give it a 6 out of 10. But other than that, yeah, that's my review of Rwby. Expect more gaming reviews because I'm going to be talking about a lot of games, and I'm going to be probably maybe at some point coming back to Let's Plays or streaming. Other than that, I'll see you when I see you. One love. Peace.